curious about what the leaders of the free world craved behind closed doors. From Andrew Jackson's love of leather breeches to George Washington's fondness for hoecakes, every U.S. president has had a favorite dish that reflects their personality and era. Let's dig into every U.S. president's favorite food throughout history. Number 10. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th U.S. president, steered the nation through its most tumultuous period, serving from 1861 to 1865. His presidency, tragically cut short by assassination, was defined by the Civil War and his unwavering commitment to preserving the Union. Beyond his iconic leadership, Lincoln possessed a simple palate. He favored rustic, comforting foods, reflecting his humble origins. Here's a glimpse into Lincoln's culinary preferences. Apples, a dietary staple, he enjoyed them frequently. Chicken fricassee with biscuits, a hearty home-style dish. Oyster stew, a popular choice, particularly for celebrations. Bacon, it is recorded that he had a fondness for bacon. Apple pie, his preferred dessert. Lincoln's appetite mirrored his character, straightforward and unpretentious. Number 9. John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy, the 35th U.S. president, served from 1961 until his tragic assassination in 1963. His brief but impactful presidency was marked by pivotal moments like the Cuban Missile Crisis and the burgeoning space race. Beyond the political stage, Kennedy's culinary preferences offer a glimpse into his personal life. Influenced by his New England roots, Kennedy favored classic American dishes. New England clam chowder was a beloved staple, often accompanied by a simple sandwich and fresh fruit. While White House menus featured elegant French cuisine, thanks to Jacqueline Kennedy's influence, he retained his fondness for familiar comforts. Also, he was a fan of waffles, especially with maple syrup. His daily breakfast was a simple meal of eggs, toast, and bacon. This combination of sophisticated and simple taste paints a portrait of a president who balanced public image with personal comfort. Number 8. Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, the 40th President of the United States, served 2 terms, from 1981 to 1989, a period marked by significant shifts in American politics and global relations. Beyond his political legacy, Reagan's culinary preferences offer a glimpse into his personal tastes. While he enjoyed a variety of classic American fare, he's perhaps most famously associated with Jelly Belly jelly beans, particularly the licorice flavor. This fondness stemmed from his efforts to quit smoking, and the candies became a staple in the Oval Office. However, his tastes were not only sweet, he also enjoyed classic American comfort foods. Things like macaroni and cheese, he had a well-loved recipe for this classic dish. He also enjoyed things like meatloaf and other traditional American foods. It's clear that Reagan's palate leaned towards familiar and comforting flavors, mirroring his image as a down-to-earth leader. Number 7. George Washington. George Washington, the bedrock of American leadership, served as the nation's first president from 1789 to 1797, setting crucial precedents for the office. Beyond his pivotal role in the Revolutionary War, his personal tastes offer a glimpse into 18th century life. He had a fondness for hoecakes. These cornmeal cakes were a staple. He was known to enjoy fish, often broiled. Nuts, especially walnuts, hickory nuts, and hazelnuts. Cherries, while the famous cherry tree story is a myth, he did enjoy cherries and cherry pies. Various meats such as lamb and mutton. Number 6. Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt, a whirlwind of strenuous life, charged into the presidency in 1901 following William McKinley's assassination and served until 1909. This 26th U.S. president wasn't one for quiet contemplation. He was a force of nature, a trust buster, a conservationist, and a global mediator, earning a Nobel Peace Prize. Beyond his political dynamism, Roosevelt possessed a robust appetite. He was known to have enjoyed hearty, classic American meals. Some of his favorite foods included fried chicken, a staple of American cuisine, game meats reflecting his love of hunting, strong coffee to fuel his energetic days. Number 5. Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson, the 7th U.S. president, served 2 terms from 1829 to 1837, a period marked by significant shifts in American politics. When it comes to his culinary preferences, Old Hickory had a particular fondness for a Southern staple known as leather breeches. This wasn't a fashion statement, but rather a flavorful dish of green beans cooked with bacon, a testament to his roots in the Carolinas. This simple yet satisfying meal reflected the practical and robust nature often associated with Jackson. Also, there is the famous story of the giant wheel of cheddar cheese that was served at his inaugural ball. Number 4. George W. Bush. George W. Bush, the 43rd President of the United States, served 2 terms from 2001 to 2009, a period marked by significant events like the 9/11 attacks and the subsequent War on Terror. Known for his Texan roots and straightforward demeanor, Bush's presidency was defined by his focus on national security and foreign policy. Beyond politics, Bush had a relatable love for comfort food, particularly cheeseburgers and Tex-Mex dishes. His favorite meal, the cheeseburger pizza, combined the best of both worlds: a margherita pizza topped with all the ingredients of a cheeseburger, a creation he often enjoyed during his time in the White House. Bush also had a penchant for Hugo's Rancheros, a classic Tex-Mex breakfast dish reflecting his Southern heritage. Number 3. Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson, the 36th U.S. president, held office from 1963 to 1969, a period marked by profound social and political change. Johnson's culinary preferences reflected his Texan roots. He had a hearty appetite. He had a deep love for classic Southern dishes like chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and gravy. Deer sausage, often very spicy, was a frequent fixture, especially at the LBJ Ranch. Tapioca pudding was a well-known favorite dessert. Mexican dishes were also prevalent, showcasing the influence of his home state. He enjoyed simpler fare, such as chipped beef on toast, a nod to his Navy days. He also had a very well-known love for Fresca soda. Johnson's meals were more than just sustenance, they were a reflection of his life, his background, and his presidency. Number 2. Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford, the 38th U.S. president, served from 1974 to 1977, stepping into the role during the nation's post-Watergate turmoil. Beyond his presidential duties, Ford had a clear appreciation for classic American cuisine. His palate reflected his Midwestern roots and a preference for hearty, straightforward meals. Among his favorites, pot roast stood out as a beloved dish, embodying the warmth and simplicity he valued. Beyond pot roast, Ford also enjoyed spaghetti with meatballs, a quintessential American comfort food. This dish provided a sense of normalcy and satisfaction. Red cabbage often served as a side dish with the pot roast. This is a classic Midwestern-style dish. Number 1. Harry S. Truman. Harry S. Truman, the 33rd U.S. president, served from 1945 to 1953, a period marked by monumental historical shifts. Beyond his pivotal decisions, Truman's culinary preferences offer a glimpse into his down-to-earth nature. Here's a taste of Truman's favorite foods. Meatloaf, a quintessential American staple. Meatloaf held a special place on Truman's table. Fried chicken, particularly his mother's recipe. Fried chicken was a cherished comfort food. Cornbread with Missouri sorghum, a taste of his rural roots. This combination was a beloved treat. Ozark pudding, this dessert featuring chopped apples and nuts, was a favorite, especially when prepared by his wife, Bess. Chocolate cake. Truman had a sweet tooth and greatly enjoyed chocolate cake. It's also important to note that Truman had a strong dislike for onions. His preferences reflected his straightforward nature, favoring familiar and hearty meals. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for latest updates about the cinema industry.